Okay, welcome everybody. This is the radian measures and unit circle lesson. So what radian measures are is another unit of measure. It measures the amount of circumference uh that is contained that is contained in a unit circle. Okay, the unit circle is essentially, and this is what we're going to talk about today as well, is a circle with a radius of 1. So what I'm talking about is with a radian measure, if you have, let's say, this angle here, right? And let's say that this angle is 30 degrees, right? There's essentially a circle that goes around this. And imagine that that's a circle that goes around that angle, right? Or the around the X and Y axis. And what radian measure is it's a measurement of this in proportion to the whole circumference. Okay. So what we have to know is we can go from radian measures to degree measures, okay, with one simple thing, okay? Because it deals with circumference, you know that the circumference of any circle, right, equals 2 pi r, okay? That means that the distance from the whole circle, the length of the whole circle here, right, is equal to 2 pi r, correct? And if your radius is 1, okay, which the unit circle is, your radius is 1, so your circumference is just 2 pi. So that means that the whole circle equals 2 pi. Okay, so in radian measures, okay, the whole circle equals 2 pi. In degrees, the whole circle is 360 degrees, right? So we have essentially a conversion rate here. So 360 degrees equals 2 pi. Well, I can just divide it by 2 and say that 180 degrees equals pi, right? So whenever you see a pi in terms of a degree measure, that means that it's in radian mode, okay? It's in radians and not degrees. All right, so let's shift our thinking from degrees to radians. And then if 180 is pi, then 90, which is half of 180, is pi over 2, right? Again, if 180 is pi, then 60 degrees, which is a third of 180, is pi over 3. Again, if 180 is pi, 45, which is a fourth of 180, is pi over 4. Okay, do you guys see what I'm doing here? 30 degrees in terms of 180, that's a sixth of pi, or sixth of 180, which is 30, is pi over 6. I just divided it by the number of times that 180 goes into 90, or 90 goes into 180, 60 goes into 180, 45 goes into 180, and 30 goes into 180. The reason why I did that is because of the two triangles that we're going to be dealing with a lot, right? So this I'm going to star along with this one, right? Because that is our conversion rate, okay? So we have to kind of know that, not kind of, but know that for future reference. And that's all you need to know. So if I give you, let's say, convert degrees into radians. Okay. So let's say the first one, let's say that it's 150 degrees, right? Well, I know that 150 degrees, if I use this as my conversion rate, whichever one that you want to use, 150 is 5 times 30, right? 5 times 30 equals 150. I know 30 degrees is pi over 6, right? So 150 degrees is 5 times pi over 6, which equals 5 pi over 6. Okay? Let's try another one. 225 degrees. Okay, 225 degrees is going to be 5 times 45, right? 5 times 45, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 225, right? So I already know that 45 degrees is pi over 4 in terms of radians. So if I turn that 45 into pi over 4, which they are equal to each other, this will just be 5 pi over 4. Okay? Let's try another one. This one is a little funky because there is no radian measure here. Okay, there is no 30, 45, 60, or 90 that I can kind of plug in here, right? So I'm going to use this as my conversion rate. 180 equals pi. So what I'm going to do is go 130 degrees. I want to get rid of my degrees and I want pi. So I know pi equals 180. So that's my conversion rate right there. Okay. So the zeros will cancel out and we'll have 13 pi over 180. Okay. So that is that.